Yeah. Yeah, you guys. Yep. Yep. Give the coordinates for the satellite tonight: 1080i, MPEG 4, 420. Data rate is 11.914. Symbol is 7.2. The FEC is 5/6. DVB S2. QPSK. A couple of the ground rules here. We just ask that you silence your cell phones, other mobile devices. There's no flash photography or any video recording allowed, but for video, you can use the AV sites straight across the tunnel to the left. When asking you a question, the format will let Coach Boeheim make an opening statement, and also Coach Hurley, if he chooses, will open the floor for questions for our student-athletes only. Then after that, we'll dismiss the student-athletes, open the floor for questions for the head coach. If you got a question, raise your hand. We'll bring the mic around. Wait for the mic, identify yourself by name and affiliation, and we just ask that you direct your questions to a specific student-athlete when we've got them up here. You can find the transcripts of this press conference and the others throughout the week here at ncaa.com/transcripts. Now being joined by the head coach of the Syracuse Orange, Jim Boeheim, as well as guards Frank Howard and Tyus Battle. Jim, opening statement if you like it.
Yeah. I thought Arizona State really got after us. They got quick guards. They got up in our two guards, and, these guys have to play 40 minutes. And, no matter how much people have pressured us, no matter what's happened, at the end of the game, we still have guys. They still make plays. Tyus made the three to get us some cushion, and then defensively, we had some really good possessions. We just couldn't get the rebound 2 or 3 times. But, these guys have battled all year. Our offense struggles. I thought when we took the timeout down 7, I thought we had our best possessions all year. We just moved the ball, and we got really good shots and, made some really good offensive plays. But I give Arizona State a lot of credit. I've seen them a lot. We watched a lot of tape, and they haven't played defense at this level. I thought they were very good defensively, and they did a good job on the boards against us. They made it very difficult for us to score, but I thought, our defense has been good all year, and, that's where we hang our hats on the defensive end.
Questions for Tyus and Frank only right now. Yep, here on the right.
Mike Watersmith, Syracuse Post-Standard. Frank, Coach Boeheim mentioned the timeout and getting the good offensive possessions after that. What worked there on offense, and what were you guys trying to do?
We just took our time. The guards did a great job of keeping us out of the lane and, guarding the dribble drive. So, Coach put in a few new schemes and, something we could do down the stretch, and they worked. O'Shea made some huge plays tonight, Pascal and Marek as well.
Here, left and left. Tim?
Yeah, Frank or Tyus, after a game like this, what is sort of the feeling you have? You just went through a battle. I mean, what's just sort of in your guts you're feeling right now?
Frank?
Besides you just won an NCAA game.
Frank?
It's a great feeling, especially for the young guys to get the first one under their belt. For me, I had a great run my freshman year, so, I'm kind of focused on TCU. You know what I mean? I have a great team, but, right now we're going to enjoy this one, enjoy the plane ride to Detroit and, just focus on TCU from there.
Tyus?
I mean, it's a great feeling, but we've been battling for games the whole entire year, so it's just another win for us. So we just have to look at the next game and focus on TCU.
Here in the front right.
Tomer Langer, the Daily Orange. For either of the guards, ASU almost, a lot of the times in the second half, they had a lot of possessions in a row where they were just shooting three-pointers. So what's it like going up against another team where you almost know that ball's going to be shut up from behind the arc?
Tyus, can you answer that, please?
We've been seeing that in the entire year. A lot of teams try to beat us from the three-point line, and we know that they can shoot the ball. At the end of the game, I thought we did a much better job running them off the line and forcing them to take tougher shots.
Standing right here.
Hey, Tyus, what did you think about O'Shea's performance, especially he went down in the first half, and were you concerned at all about him coming back in the game?
O'Shea's a tough guy. I knew he was going to get back up, but he hit some huge shots. He's done that countless times this year, and he's always rebounding the ball. So he's always playing hard, and then he stepped up big time tonight.
Here on the left. Here first.
Tyus, with you two playing 40 minutes plus every night, I was interested in what you do on your off days. How often are you on your feet? Does Coach let you take online classes? Or,
Yeah, I mean, I rest a lot. I'm a laid back guy, so I do a lot of sleeping, video games and stuff like that, so I'm not on my feet too much.
Yeah, same thing. I sleep a lot.
These guys are used to it. They've done it all year. They've had to play 40 minutes every night. They didn't get pressed 40 minutes every night like this, so this was a tough task tonight, I thought.
We'll go here on the right.
Mike Waters from Syracuse Post-Standard. Tyus, you hadn't made a three since about the midway point of the first half when you were obviously, it seemed like you were looking for that one with just under 2 minutes to go. Why were you seem so intent on taking that three, and what went into it?
Well, I used the crossover and I was open, so I'm not going to pass up a shot that's open. And I've worked on that move countless times, so I'm confident taking that shot.
Got time for a couple more here in the front.
Frank, obviously you and Pascal are pretty close. You guys are roommates. What was going through your head when you see him? He's the one kind of icing the game for you at the line down the stretch.
I mean, I was a little surprised he missed, to be honest. He shoots countless amount of free throws after practice, Coach Griff. So, I see him knock down free throws every day, so I was confident with him up there.
Time for one more. All right, Tyson, Frank, thank you for your time. Good luck against TCU in Detroit. Questions for Coach Boeheim? Here on the left.
Jim, to follow up on that question about how much they play, have you had to adjust your practice regimen at all with what you do?
Yeah, I
with
mean, the last couple of years we have been thin. We don't practice as much as long. We're pretty short practices. We try to go hard, but for a very short time. We do a lot of individual stuff and a very short practice, no more than an hour and 15 minutes total. It's these two guys are amazing. They're going up against tremendous defensive teams all year long, and they're getting the bulk of the defensive pressure. They get doubled and everything every time they come off a screen, and O'Shea's been the only other guy that's been able to get going. We run a lot of stuff for him too, but we just haven't gotten anything out of the other guys. It's difficult to win offensively when you've got three guys scoring, and if they're off a little bit, then it puts all the pressure back on our defense. And Arizona State is a very good team against zones. I mean, people played them zones, but they saw zones a lot. So they got shooters, they got good passers, they've got four guys that can make threes, and they've got guys that handle the ball in the post and pass the ball in the post. They got us on a couple back doors, which people don't get too much on us, but we, for the most part, got out on their shooters. And for the most part, we didn't let them get in the lane, the little guards, and when they did, we adjusted pretty well to it. We didn't give them anything real easy. To hold them to 56 points that's a pretty good night defensively. We had one good offensive stretch when we were down 49-42. We had a good stretch there where we put up, tied it, 7 straight, and made some really good plays, good movements. But overall, their defense was much better than they had showed during the year. During the year, they score more, so they get more. There's more possessions, and so they're going to give up more. But they were much better defensively than than their record and what their results show. But I thought they're a good team. I know they didn't finish well, but the same team beat Kansas and Xavier and early in the year. It's the same guys. Nobody got hurt. And I thought they played well. I thought we did a great job. When we were down 7, we had to score 2 or 3 times almost in a row, or the game would have been over. So Tyus makes that shot. He's made it all year. In the end of game situations when we've needed a shot, he's made that step back. It's been good for him. And then we held on. We still missed more free throws than we missed. We've been a good free throw shooting team. We missed some and missed some down the stretch that enabled them to still have a chance at the end. But, it was a great effort, great physical effort, and, that's every game we played this year. It's nothing different, nothing new. And, we made the plays at the end that we had to make.
Here on the right.
Jim, when you were down 7, there was 7 minutes ago, and you called that timeout, and all the guys have played virtually the whole game. What did you see in them at the end?
We ran something different, and it worked. It happened to work. We ran the same play 4 times in a row. Scored all 4 times. So, just tried to open it up a little bit and either throw it back to O'Shea and get him a shot, or get to the other side. And then when we got to the other side, we got a little bit secondary movement off that, but it was the same play.
What did you see? But not what did you say to them, but what did you see? And then when you had them there in the huddle, did you see fatigue or frustration or anything?
I don't look for any of that. I'm looking for telling them what to do, and they're going to go out there and try to do it.
Right here on the right.
Jim, Frank started the game with 2 early turnovers, and then you came over and said something to him. What did you say there, and what did you see after that?
Well, we can't have that. He knows that. That's the way he played early in the year. We can't have that, and he knows that, and he didn't turn over the rest of the game. No, he was definitely I'm glad we won, because it doesn't sound so bad when you say it. He definitely was not anywhere close to right tonight. He missed 2 practice days. Strep throat knocks it out of you. He just practiced yesterday for the first time in a while, and we didn't do that much. So I was worried about him in the game, and I thought he hung in there. He hung in there pretty good. That's tough. He definitely was hurting. It wasn't, and those guards got up. They're good. They got up. They did just the right thing. They got up and went after us, and tried to wear those guys down. And we're fortunate that Tyus isn't going to wear down, but Frank coming off that, I think he was worn down a little bit in this game for sure.
Got time for one more. Tim, last one.
Yeah, Coach, you're a veteran. A team playing like this, the way y'all are playing, how far can it go? Is it just basically one possession after the other, just one foot after the other? What's your sense of this team leaving here?
It's tough. It's tough for us to come back. It'll be tough to come back Friday night. These guys have to expend every bit of energy they have when we play. It'll be a real challenge for us, but we have played really well coming back this year, and we'll be ready to play Friday, but it'll be difficult. I think the one thing about this tournament as it goes on, I think you'll see there's going to be a lot of tough games. There's a lot of good teams. There isn't that much separation anymore between the teams that are, higher seeds or better seeds, whatever, and the other teams behind them. I've watched a lot of games this year, and I've seen a lot of teams that are, are good basketball teams. And I think that when you look at Arizona State, they've got some really good players. They got some veteran players. Even when they were losing at the end of the year, they were in those games. They were right there. But it's there's a lot of good teams, and when you get ready to play, you go out and if you can play your best, you have a chance to win. I mean, it's not like you don't have a chance to win. There's not that much separation. I mean, we were at Virginia this year. We're down 4 with about 4 minutes to go. Carolina, we lost at home, but it was a tie game, really late. We were only out of a couple games this year, and this team, they're giving you everything. They're giving everything they have, and our defense is pretty good. It was not as good tonight as it can be. Our centers have to give us more in there. They were not there tonight for us. They have to be better in the next game. But this team gives you everything they got. They give you everything every game. Very, very proud of what this team has been able to accomplish this year.
Jim, thank you. Good
Thank
luck
you.
against TCU. Are now being joined by the head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils, Bobby Hurley, as well as student athletes Shannon Evans II and Cody Justice. Bobby, if you like, you can start with an opening statement.
Okay. Just obviously a painful finish, and but this has been a breakthrough year for our program, and it's been led by guys that I absolutely admire their competitive drive and their will to win, and Trey Holder, Shannon Evans, and Cody Justice. Those guys have had great careers. For me, they'll always have a very special, place in my heart for how they compete and what they're meaning, to the future of what we're building at Arizona State. And I'm not surprised that we had chances to win again, and it's what we've done all year. We've been in every game, and difficult game to play, obviously, with Syracuse, and a lot of credit to them for how well they defend. This was, the lowest point total that we've had this season, and usually we're scoring 56 and a half, and we ended up with 56. So there were limited possessions. It was a rock fight, and we just didn't make enough shots. I thought our free throws hurt us, going 3 for 10, and then, we just needed, we shot 34 from 3, and we made 11, which is great, but we just needed to hit like 2 or 3 more. And that's always been, if we're at like 40%, then we got a real good chance. But, these guys fought as usual, and it was, a terrific season for us.
Questions for Cody and Shannon only at this point, here on the left.
Cody, you guys have faced zone a lot during the season. Is facing zone against Syracuse different than facing other zones?
I mean, I think so. It was their length, athleticism, the way they take away the corners, kind of taking away the middle. It was difficult, but I felt we attacked it as best as we could. We, like Coach said, we made shots that, and we missed a few, but I felt like we were in the game, and our defense was pretty good tonight, and I felt we played pretty well.
Here on the front left.
for Cody and Shannon, what was the difference between the first few minutes of the second half when he went on an 8-0 run and then the last minutes of the game?
Cody, can you answer that first, please?
We were just aggressive. I felt like both times we were just aggressive. We were making plays. We were making shots. We were doing what we were just executing our offense. And then during the game, just a few shots didn't go. That's all it came down to.
Shannon?
I kind of agree with Cody. We was being aggressive early, and later on in the half, we didn't make shots. So I feel like that was it.
Here on the right.
For both of you guys, could you just put into words what your college basketball careers have meant to you?
Shannon, can you answer that first, please?
Personally, mine mean everything to me. The opportunity Coach Hurley gave me. Something I'll never forget.
Cody?
Just the opportunity to grow as a person, a basketball player. What else could you ask for? You get a great coach like this to let me go out there and play my game and show the world who I am, and kind of just be free and go out there. I love these guys. They'll always be family to me.
Back left, we'll go Tim.
Yeah, for either one of you, what is it like going against that zone, though, when they've kind of got it going? Like you said, they're long and they're out on the edge and everything else. I mean, is it like trying to crack a safe? How would you describe it to somebody?
Cody, can you answer that, please?
You just got to, I don't know, it's difficult, obviously. That's why they run this zone. But you just got to be able to attack certain areas with the middle, trying to get the ball to the middle. Then with that, we can kick the ball out and get shots, be able to just stay in attack mode. So, yeah, obviously it's difficult. That's why I feel like they've ran this zone for so long. But we just got to be aggressive in certain areas.
Any further questions? Cody and Shannon. Oh, back right, one more.
This is for both seniors. Remy talked about how much you guys meant to him and growth as a player. What do you believe your lasting impact will be on ASU?
Cody, can you take that first?
Just being able to give these younger guys the opportunity to play in this tournament like this. And this feeling right now, it stings, it burns, and this is going to help them get better, to help take this program further. So I feel like being able to give them the opportunity, and they helped us just as much to be able to get into this tournament and to have this feeling that we have right now. Yeah, it sucks, but I feel like they're going to grow from it.
Shannon?
I feel like we did a great job. We had a great run, and from what this program was when we got here until where it's at now, I feel like it can only go up from here. We got great guys in our locker room, young guys, and we set the standard. And now it's time to come back and win some games in the tournament.
Time for one more. Anybody got any questions? All right, Cody and Shannon, thank you. Congratulations on your careers. Open the floor for questions for Coach Hurley. Yeah, we're going to the aisle on the left here.
Bobby, Jim said that you obviously were going to go after their guards who have been playing 40-plus minutes every game and try to wear them out. How, being as you played that way, how amazing is it to you, the minutes and the way the level that they've been able to play with?
Yeah, that was kind of our part of our plan coming in, is to get after Howard some and try and get some pressure. And we worked on a little bit of run and jump, which we did to try and we want to try and create pace to the game, and we never were able to really truly accomplish that because those guys, I thought for the most part, handled the pressure very well. And even for all the minutes they play, late in the game, it was battle, off the dribble that that had the legs under them to make a big shot. So that's kind of what the game really came down to, was just plays like that were made, and we weren't able to make enough shots. And we got good shots. We got some floaters, got some threes. So we had good chances. I thought it was 49-42, and we weren't able to continue to build on that. Us allowing them back in it really hurt our chances.
You're going to end on the right.
Bobby, at times this season you shot free throws very well, and then down the stretch, not as much. As a coach, is that hard to explain how that happens?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It was across the board. It wasn't one guy. You know, in a game like this, and I said it was, a defensive-oriented game. And I thought it could end up going in that direction based on our opponent and their style of play. And you have to, you have to knock down your free throws and open threes that you get. And it's because there aren't a lot of great looks out there to be had. And, these guys did a great job to even, move without the ball and find open areas, so we were able to get some clean looks late in the game.
Here, front left.
Bobby, even though you came up short today, I thought it was probably the best game as far as attacking the zone. I mean, there were like 6-7 possessions, this textbook, how to break a zone and finding the gaps, finding the sweet spots.
Yeah.
Did you feel that was probably the best?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a real issue with our offense. Syracuse dragged us through possessions and went deep in the clock. And to their credit, the way they defend and how good they are at it, we had to use more time in a possession and be patient and then find a good shot, even if that meant it was as the clock was winding down. But I think 19 assists out of 21 made field goals is a great number. Our bread and butter all year, has been turnover margin, and we've done very well in that category, and we were flat in that today. So we didn't generate enough turnovers. They scored 15. It was 15-4 points off turnovers, and that's something that we've dominated that category with most opponents. So again, we just weren't able to create enough easy baskets. And I'm telling you, when you're in that zone, there's a pass that's open, and if it isn't executed at the right moment, it's going the other way. And we had a couple of those work against us as well.
Here on the left.
You mentioned 49-42. When Jim was in here, after the timeout, he said they ran the same play 4 times in a row. It sounds like you should be able to take care of that after the first or second time, but what is it about the same play working 4 times in a row against your defense? Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look at the film and try and remember. It's like it's a blur right now. And again, this was probably as well as we defended in my recent memory of watching us play defense. We've been a high-scoring offensive team, the whole season, and we just couldn't generate enough points in this game to win. Our defense did the best job it could do. I think if you would have told me coming into this game that we would hold Syracuse to 60, I would have thought you'd be crazy if we weren't on the right side of it.
Time for one more question. Here on the right, last one.
I'm sure this is difficult to do, Bobby, but can you just how would you describe the season with all the highs and lows that you guys had and then the disappointing finish? It seemed like you went through just about everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't look at the season in any stretch of the mind as a disappointment. These guys are warriors. They fought. They delivered some, memories that I'll always remember in some of the key games that we won this year. And they've elevated Arizona State basketball. The seniors have. They'll have a special place in my heart. I've been through so many wars with these guys, and they show up and they compete, and they're you're going to have to play our team for 40 minutes to win. We just lost some games this year where we had shots to win and they didn't fall and or play different here and there, and we're winning and advancing. So my heart's broken really that I can't coach Shannon Evans and Trey Holder and Cody Justice anymore, and that's sadly disappointing for me. I have such a connection with them, and it's great part of coaching that you can build those type of bonds, and I just hope that I continue to find guys like them, and if I do that, then we'll be in tournaments like this quite a bit moving forward.
Bobby, thank you.
Thank you.
Quick attendance note. Tonight's attendance was 12,732, 12,732. That is a sellout. It is also a first 4 record for attendance, 12,732.